Hello, everybody, and welcome to another broadcast of Wartburg College Esports Overwatch 2 time as we have the varsity squad taking on Buena Vista. NECC rules, so of course it'll be the standard map setup, control, hybrid, or escort, push, flashpoint, then escort, or hybrid. Always a choice between those two. It'll be interesting to see how this one goes for the team. They are still looking for their first win of the NECC season, and VEC is in the playoffs, or they're going to be in the playoffs. That'll be starting towards the start of April. And going up against Buena Vista, currently sitting at 2-2. They're still fighting for a playoff spot. Wartburg, I think, mathematically eliminated. 7 rounds. Yeah, won't be able. No, I don't think it is, because that means 4 schools would have to lose every game, and that is possible out of a League 8. So, playing for pride here is Wartburg. Of course, nothing to be ashamed of with that. And the VEC, excuse me, still has a lot of opportunity to make something very interesting. Just all up the team to make it work, make it count. As we wait to see what the first pick will be from the teams. Start my EEL predictions. That's one thing. Chris, whichever you want to call me here on the call, of course. I attended the ICMAs, the Iowa Collegiate Media Association. I attended their events I think it was January. I believe it was January. And I heard all of the BVU students saying Buena Vista. I've never heard it said Buena Vista up until that point, so that's really interesting to me, because it's just kind of something that I didn't expect, per se. But yeah, it's interesting. I guess I never thought of it as Buena Vista, always Buena Vista, because, in Spanish it said Buena. And that's kind of my mind defaulted, but, something you learn something new every day, and that day I learned they say Buena Vista out there in Storm Lake. Some waiting just a little bit longer, get things started. We're still unable to see any of the chats because Wartburg's a great Wartburg, wrong thing. Overwatch is a great system. It looks like, though, it's going to be Liang Tower. Is it here? The order that it will be going. Get it confirmed. Just waiting. Looks like Liang Tower at night. I actually don't think I've seen much of the map at nighttime. Wait to get the confirmation. I'll read you through the lineups for today. Don't have a definite on where each of the players for Buena Vista are. But for Wartburg, Maragaz, Yugatun, Blurgenterd, Pickled Poet, and biggest of owls. Then on the BV side, Weeaboo Hippo, Serial Uwu, Duraptor, Prologue GM, and Backslap. Those are all the players that are going tonight. It's like they're actually running their own stream, so I guess shout out to the BVU stream. I'm going to be paying attention to me. But we're going to go in game now. Time to get things started. Waiting for things to get set up properly. Can't go down there. Good to know. Here we go. Deliberation time for the teams. I really don't think I've seen this map much at nighttime. I think it's very nice at night, actually, which makes sense. Made to model the Asian city. Very beautiful at night most of the time. See Wartburg in their drop ship. Opposite side of the map. BVU in theirs. Gonna wait to see if these are the heroes for certain between the teams. There it is, a very rare Reinhardt pick for Pickled Poet. Although I guess it does make sense on Liang Tower, at least this point of it. For Weeaboo Hippo, it's going to be Reaper and Sojourn for Serial. The Raptor on Mauga. Prologue GM. Kiriko backslap on Juno. Also on Juno, Pickled Poet who gets taken out. As I said, Blurgen. Oh, it's Blurgenturg actually on tank here. Very interesting. Pickled Poet playing support this time. Not something you really see that often out of this Wartburg side. They're really the only two that have switched it up. Margaz on Symmetra. Yugatun on Soldier 76. Pickled Poet Juno. Biggest Vals, of course, on the Ana. Really is interesting to see Blurgenturg playing tank here. We'll see how he does. There's a team wipe there. Safe for there it goes. Biggest of Owls. Zarya the pick for Blurgenturg. Wartburg did get first cap. Got some percentage. Not much else after that, though. Diving in, you see the Symmetra portal. Margaz does actually have the Sim ult ready. There goes the Kasune from Kiriko. Reaper ult also going. Juno has theirs at the ready. Symmetra ult popped the bubble. Nice use of the Mei wall. Gonna have to target. Can't really do much there though. Can Yugatun. Blurgenturg about to have Zarya ult hopping back. Big Savals powers up Blurgenturg. Blurgenturg uses the ult. Two go down for BVU. There's the trap from Mauga. As well as a Juno ult was actually popped. Contested point in overtime. You see the Reaper there. Doing what they can to hold it down. Mauga in from behind. Charging in at Yugatun. Knocks down. Goes into the Icicle. There go the two main pushers. Wartburg gonna have to touch, unable to. One 0 to Buena Vista in quite quick fashion. Pickled Poet almost hits the shot. Doesn't get it on the second attempt. Back at it. Doesn't get it that time. Goes for it again. Misses. Just barely. Gets a little too upset with it. wasting a bit of time. Switches off, and actually it goes Pickled Poet, goes Juno. Of course, drops the boost. The Ramatra out of Blurgenturg. There go the health orbs. Prologue GM. Now on Ana. And that's really the only change out of Buena Vista. Nice job keeping the other support alive for Pickled Poet. As we see Ramatra in there. Just barely staying alive. Eventually does go down. Yugatun off on the side. Gonna try to take down Backslap. Unable to. Eventually does get taken down by Symmetra. Able to portal out. Nice a little bit of a lead there by Maragas. Hit that shot. Pickled Poet inside, contesting point. Reaper having to dash away. Point contested again, this time by Blurgenturg. Wartburg gonna lose Blurgenturg. Both the supports down. They're gonna have to wait for everyone to spawn back in before making a push. Biggest Vials has their ult, but Backslap is about to have the Juno ult. And Weebu Hippo has Reaper ult at the ready. Seems like the Margas might actually soon have the Symmetra ult. Yugatun drawing attention from the Mauga of Daraptor. Trying to do a few pickoffs. Biggest Vials boosts Blurgenturg. Maragaz drops the shield. Reaper ult is go. So is Juno ult of naturally get those heals that boost in damage. Just barely unable to take down the Juno was Blurgenturg. And it's going to be almost a team wipe exactly. Just a few seconds separating it there. Seems like Buena Vista might be able to get this one without Wartburg capping point at all. Mauga charge. Traps uses the ult. That's a great place to use it, making sure Wartburg can't make any forward progress. You see the Juno, though. Pickled Poet unable to make it across. Maragaz, though, able to. Hits overtime. Actually caps point for Wartburg. Reaper follows through the Symmetra portal. Team wipe for Buena Vista. Wartburg going to have to push like crazy if they're able to get this at all. Pickled Poet gets taken down. And that's going to be a 2-0 in the first map to Buena Vista. See it here, play of the game by the Raptor. Nice use. Just a very tight hallway. See it there, first game, 2-0 to Buena Vista. They'll take the 1-0 lead in the series. Best of 3 here in the NECC. We wait to see anything else that'll be going on. Of course, the JV side for Wartburg had a game earlier today. I saw that it got moved up a little bit. Saw the team walking out a little bit disgruntled. Lost that one 3-0 to University of Nebraska Omaha. Team that is undefeated so far in their season. So continuing that push. They still got a shot at the playoffs there. Not exactly outside looking in, but the bottom half of that division. A little bit jumbled out. Their next game, make sure I got this right, will essentially be for a playoff spot against Saginaw Valley State, depending on how Saginaw Valley State's actually have a bye. Oh, no, that's last week, or week 1, actually. Saginaw Valley State still have yet to play. They are playing the bottom seed in DePaul. So it might be interesting to see just where they finish. They might end up in a playoff spot. It'll be real close. Let's see what I have. They're actually playing. Looks like they missed a game. Hasn't been changed at all, which is rather interesting. Yeah, and then on the 21st going against JV, that more likely than not, will be for a playoff spot. I guess their one win was from a bye, so it might not exactly be too close. I think Wartburg actually has a very good chance. The JV side has a very good chance of making it into the playoffs. I forgot that through Liga West, it often counts. What's it called? Buys as victories, which is a little weird to me. But I'm not the creator of it. Looks like the pick is Escort, going to go to Shambali Monastery. And it will be. (1-0) in favor of Buena Vista. Wartburg going to be on the push first. It really is interesting to see Pickled Poet on the support role here. Not something that I think I've ever seen. It's always been Pickled Poet as tank. Of course, Shambali, a very common pick. And with good reason. Very good map. Especially once you get closer towards the back half of it. The twisting turns are very nice. It's like the only change out of Buena Vista is going to be Serial Uwu going with May. Those Prologue GM on Kiriko. Of course, saw that in the first map, though. Lergentur going to be trying out the Hazard. Pickle Poet, Moira. Or it might change. Might go Sigma here, actually. Interesting. Right? Something I haven't actually seen is this strategy here from Buena Vista. Normally when you want to do an attack like this, it's straight from behind that wall there, but instead they're going just a little bit after where the payload is. First attack, chaos ensues. Pickled Poet gets first blood. I see Blurgenturg, part of the attempt to take, or the success in taking out the Raptor. 3 kills for Wartburg to start off their push. They're going to get some decent moves on the payload. Maragaz, Yugatun. Yugatun actually in the thick of the action. Has to use the ice. Save some health, save herself. Lergenturg close to getting taken down. Supports coming in clutch for him. The Raptor actually switching to Sigma. Serial over to Sojourn. And Weeaboo Hippo also matching the Torbjorn pick. So every one of the BVU players switching except for their supports, which is really interesting. The Torbjorn ditto. And with Pickled Poet actually kept picking up the kill. See, using those angles well is Blurgenturg. He's going to run in Yugatoon able to save herself. Biggest of Owls has the boost ready. Yugatoon has the blizzard ready. Blurgater uses his ult. Gets stunned out of it. That's a great job. Uses the rock, I think, there actually was what made it happen. Pickled Poet using the Moira ult. Kiriko ult popped as well. The Kitsune released. And that's a team wipe for Wartburg. An outstanding push coming from Wartburg here. Looks like you're going to have about 340, if not more, to continue this push after hitting that before even hitting that second checkpoint. The Raptor gets taken out. Wartburg's really flipped this game. They're going to have 5 minutes over that, in fact, to finish pushing this payload the entire way. Prologue GM having to switch to Ana. Weeaboo Hippo over to May. Things flying absolutely everywhere. Backslap using the Juno ult. Blurgater just barely staying alive. You see it there, saved by Biggest of Owls. The Rock Throne. Margaz is taken out, as is Yugatoon. Both DPSs for Wartburg gone. Weeaboo Hippo, though, taken out by Pickled Poet. Eventually gets taken down. Does Blurgater. Pickled Poet. See, having to run away. Supports helping supports. Margaz. A little bit of first contact there between the teams. Sojourn, the only ult at the ready. Weeaboo Hippo gets slept. Great aim on the drop by Margaz. But a great use of the Mei wall there to stop him from shooting anyone. Blurgater gets the boost from Biggest of Owls' ult. Knocks down the Raptor. The Raptor actually slept as well. Serial Uwu goes down before being able to use the ult. There goes the Sigma ult, slams down Raptor. Good job by Weeaboo Hippo, able to use the ice. A little bit of fun within the team after that team wipe. Raptor on Hazard. Serial Uwu uses their ult, the Sojourn ult, trying to just stay alive. Doesn't work though. Moira ult popped, gets 2. Weeaboo Hippo uses the Mei ult, freezes the entire side of Wartburg. Gets taken down eventually, though, and with 3 minutes to spare, Wartburg completes the trip for the payload. An outstanding push there from Wartburg. Doesn't really get much better. Absolutely outstanding there from Wartburg. Like I said, just a great push overall. Completely honestly, no notes about that one. That was executed to perfection. Only a few times that they were stopped in their tracks. And even then, during that, Buena Vista wasn't able to get much of a pushback. They sort of just got a little bit far, because it was only about midway through the checkpoint. I think it was actually that last checkpoint where it happened. So it didn't take them very long to recover. See Wartburg probably setting up here on this ledge. Going to be the same lineup that Wartburg started with, but very different out of Buena Vista. See Moira through the wall. Set up in the house, directly in front of the exit. Going to throw the hurt ball. Winston from Raptor. See the shots fired from the Wartburg side. As it looks like 2 players from Buena Vista are going to be coming up side of the staircase. Weeaboo Hippo on Genshi. Serial Uwu on Soldier 76. Prologue GM on Moira. The Raptor gets slapped. The Winston this time. Pickle Poet doing a great job keeping Maragaz alive. Serial Uwu almost gets taken down. Weeaboo Hippo does. And already a better stop by Wartburg. It was really that first push by Wartburg that really sent them over the edge into getting a great overall push. The positioning of Buena Vista wasn't exactly a helpful one. It was a strategy I've actually never seen. See the payload slowly moving backwards. Lurgenturg predicting just where the Raptor would be. Makes sense. You only go so many ways. Bit of a rush up top. Actually, taken down, but Farapick out of Serial Uwu. Weeaboo Hippo still on the Genshi, gets taken down. We'll go up with Biggest Valves up on top of that ledge. See Moira running through the building of Prologue GM. I thought I heard sleep used, but I guess I was imagining that. The Raptor barely alive. Same. There goes Prologue GM. Backslap. Oh, but DPS is down. Make that one DPS only remaining for Buena Vista. Biggest Valves did get taken down. And another switch from Buena Vista. The Raptor moving off of Winston, going to Zarya. And Prologue GM on Kiriko. Pickle Poet was just barely staying alive. They were able to get out. Almost just less than a minute and a half left for Buena Vista to push this payload to the first checkpoint. They have only just now hit halfway through the track. There goes the Moira ult. The Hurt Beam sending out. Maragaz does get taken down. Rain from above is ready for Serial Uwu on the Pharah. Yugatoon barely staying alive, does get taken down eventually. Pickled Poet, I believe, is still there. Down he goes. See Pharah there set up at the ready. Just as a way to... As there goes the Torb ult. Rain from above. Buena Vista does hit the first checkpoint at least. Kiriko takes out Maragaz. Very close battle there. Pickle Poet having to dash away. Is able to live it though. Moira discovers. Moira staying alive. Just barely. You see Kiriko behind of Serial Uwu. Bit more of a distraction than anything. There goes the... Oh, a snipe out of Biggest of Owls. Does a great job at killing Backslap after they use the Juno ult. And once again, Pickle Poet, the last one remaining, dashes through. Just trying to stay alive. Buena Vista has 2 minutes now before having to hit the next checkpoint. It looks like they will, though. Out comes Reinhardt for Blurgenturg. There goes Pickled Poet. Biggest Valves boosting. Prologue GM sends out the Kitsune. Backslap goes down. Pharah goes down. And that's a great job on the hold there by Wartburg, making sure Buena Vista cannot hit that second checkpoint. As we see an Ash pull. Ash. I'm sure I want to pronounce that right. From Maragaz. Just a few things going on. Blurgenturg has the Reinhardt ult. Ramatra pick from Raptor. And Weeaboo Hippo on Cassidy. High Noon is at the ready. Gets 3 of the Wartburg players. And with 40 seconds, it looks like Buena Vista will cap. After a team wipe, you see it there. First contact. Yugatoon, Blurgenturg, both have their ults at the ready. No one particularly close. Maybe backslap for Buena Vista. The Raptor soaking up hits. Pickle Poet in from behind almost. See Cassidy there, able to get the pick off. Of course, in the thick of everything, Blurgenturg having to dash out. Juno ult is a go. The Raptor about to have Ramatra ult. No matter what, even if there goes the ult. Blurgenturg using it well. Yugatoon using the Blizzard. The Raptor finally taken down. Serial Uwu also taken down. Pickle Poet using the Moira ult. And that's 3 down from Buena Vista. 2 of those players do have their ults at the ready, so Buena Vista will be making this final push with a lot of force. Maragaz has the Ashe ult. I don't know where Ashe came from. That's just objectively wrong. Switch over to Maragaz, getting ready for this. Mauga pick from Blurgenturg. Kitsune is a go from Prologue GM. Serial Uwu almost getting taken down. There goes Bob. Ashe ult is go. Pick off. 2 of the 2 snipers. There's the Blizzard though. Eventually Blurgenturg gets frozen. Good use of the Maywall. And we hit overtime. No one alive to stand on the point. Good use of the Maywall, denies the touch, and that's absolutely perfect from Wartburg. Yugatoon, great timing on that Maywall. No notes about it, really. Just stopped the Wrecking Ball from coming in. Hamster unable to touch the point. No more overtime. Wartburg takes it 3-2 on Shambali. You see it there. 1-1 series now. And that really all, as I said it earlier, that really all stems from Wartburg's first push and really the misplacement of the Buena Vista players on their initial attempt to stop Wartburg. Normally you want to set up on the ledge much like Wartburg did, or a lot of the times if you're trying to trap the other team, you want to go right behind the spawn where it's those 2 doors and there's a big wall in the middle. Normally teams will set up in there. It was really interesting to see that Buena Vista went right under the staircase, basically. I've never seen that, and clearly it might have worked in the past, but it just did not work against Wartburg. Use of it to perfection, without a doubt. Looks like for push, we're going to be going to Coliseo. Is the map up next? Wartburg. Very well versed at the push maps. A lot of the times in the MVEC, they'll actually choose push maps as a counter. We welcome you to Rome. 40 seconds to pick each of their characters, their heroes. it is always interesting to just take a look around the general vibe of everything. You see it there. I know what that stadium is based off of, and it fit apparently 100,000 people in it during the time that it was actually an active stadium. I don't know if that's true. I don't know how verifiable it is. It is Roman numbers, so you'll never know. You can't really go back to Rome. Lurgenturg going to be going hazard here, it seems. See it there. Pickled Poet still on Moira. Yugatoon going Venture. And Margaz on Reaper. Weebu Hippo also on Reaper. Symmetra for Serial Uwu. The Raptor going back to Mauga. Prologue GM and Juno on their respective Kiriko and Junos. Pickled Poet barely staying alive. Yugatoon about to go down. Able to get out of there, though. Margaz also almost going down. Pickled Poet does fall, as does Weebu Hippo. I think that's the first time I've ever seen a team take control of the robot and not get any push at all. Yugatoon not wasting any time with the Mauga, going straight for the supports. That's a good way to do it. Serial Uwu eventually follows a trade with Yugatoon. Blurgatur goes down. Margaz still up, as are the two supports for Wartburg. Wartburg getting just over 6 meters on their first push. Blurgatur potentially diving in. There it is, first contact onto the robot. Good job using the hazard. Not exactly a shield, but it sort of is. It reduces damage, but it also does damage, actually. Also refills ammunition. Does a great job there against the Mauga. Has to dash away. Hazard wall goes up. There's that shield that does damage. Margaz with a double. Wartburg flips it back to offense. You see Blurgatur climbing. We'll go over to Margaz. Reaper ult at the ready. Wait to see when he uses it. A lot of ults seem to be close to being used. There goes the Kitsune for Prologue GM. Reaper ult used but canceled quite quickly. Yugatoon popped the Venture ult, also gets taken down. Pickled Poet has Moira ult at the ready. Gonna have to get away before being able to use it, though. Wartburg do flip the push in their favor. Gonna be interesting to see what Pickled Poet does there. In behind the BVU side, they don't know that he's there. Has the Moira ult ready. Probably going to be a dive from in behind with the ult. Juno ult is a go. I don't know, actually moving back. Good job getting around. Just barely unable to get Weeaboo Hippo. Eventually does go down. Drops the heal ball. Gets the kill. The Raptor, and Wartburg is going to push it back their way again. I think this is actually the most even push game I've ever seen. Both teams going back and forth. Wartburg taking the lead again. Good use of the Symmetra teleporter. Juno able to escape. Pickled Poet wasn't, though. Blurgatur gets the boost from Biggest of Owls. About to have his ult ready. 3 down from BVU. Uses the ult, able to catch the Raptor, or might have gotten slipped, doesn't matter, gets taken down anyways. Any result is a good result when going against the enemy tank. Punch the robot, I feel like that's a little bit unnecessary from Blurgenturg. Good job just rushing in, instantly using that shield. You know, instantly off a reaction, the opponents are going to just start shooting. So the hazard shield is a great way to really stop that from happening too much. The Raptor does pop the Mauga ult. I didn't really see anyone getting caught in it unless they've already been taken out. Serial Uwu and Weeaboo Hippo both still have their ults for Buena Vista. Wartburg did flip their spawn by passing that checkpoint. Buena Vista, though, able to cross back over the center line. Nice throw of the Hurt Orb. Piggled Poet paying no attention to the Reaper. Juno ult is used, but doesn't matter. 3 down, about to be 4. It is 4 down for Buena Vista. Robot, though, still getting pushed in their favor, thanks to the Reaper, who finally gets taken down by Wartburg.
Claiming the robot.
3 ults ready for Wartburg. About to be, might as well be all 5 actually, within this next push. Buena Vista has 3. Of course, that Juno ult right before the death of Backslap. Blurgenturg diving in. Nice use of the leash and slash. Leap and slash, by the way. I don't know leash. Turret's the only thing really taken out there. Yugatoon pops the soldier ult, gets taken out on a boosting Pickled Poet. Excuse me, Blurgenturg. I'm still too used. There's a team wipe. And Wartburg look like they're going to hit this checkpoint once again, moving that spawn closer. Actually, they're going to be doing a little bit more. Passing 80 meters. Going to be closing in on 90. Hazard pick now from the Raptor. Juno is slept and taken out. Barely alive. And actually taken out eventually with Serial Uwu. Weeaboo Hippo barely alive. Yugatoon gets taken down. Maragaz, biggest of owls, still standing though. Maragaz still pushing. A trade, an exact 1-for-1 trade there. Maragaz taking out Backslap at the exact same time. The Raptor takes him out. 125-meter push for Wartburg. That means they might be able to stop Buena Vista from flipping their spawn. Blurgenturg about to have the hazard ult. As is the Raptor, actually. Blurgenturg first. Won't use it yet. They use it at the exact same time. Prolog GM gets taken out. It was Yugatoon for Wartburg also taken out there. Biggest Vows finishes the job on the Raptor. Blurgenturg gets 2 and a turret. Now a nice little walk back for the robot. Wartburg just need to maintain any sort of offense. And Buena Vista won't even have a chance. Moira ult, go. Gets slept, actually. Oh, does get taken out. That's a great job by the Raptor reacting to that. Blurgenturg. Barely alive. Is he going to stay that way? See Biggest Val's having to run away backwards. Gets taken out. Blurgenturg, the last survivor for Wartburg, hits the health pack as he gets ready to set up the defense once again. Maragaz has the Torbjorn ult now. Weeble Hippo has it for Genshi, backslap for Moira. No one else too close. Backslap uses it, as does... Oh, that's a great job with the hazard wall, actually, out of the Raptor. Gets slept as Maragaz. And Wartburg, no one standing on the robot. Flip it their direction. A contest now. 5 seconds before any overtime. BVU is going to be going to push the ult from Blurgenturg, is what sparks it. There it is. All but Weeaboo Hippo taken out. Eventually does, though. The team wipe ends the round. And Wartburg takes it. Play of the game, Blurgenturg as the hazard. I've never actually seen that. That MVP screen. Yeah, it was that rush on the supports, really just the entire backline that gets it for him. And understandably so. See it there. 2-1 in favor of Wartburg. They take the middle swing. BVU is going to have to win this flashpoint in order to keep this game going. It'll end on a... And if that's the case, actually, we might see another escort that Wartburg could potentially get another great push on. It'll be very interesting to see where this one goes. As things are talked about, Suravasa will be the pick. Makes sense. It is easily the most common pick for any flashpoint. We wait to see. Anything else out of the two teams? Really interesting to see that flip there. Wartburg kind of lost that control pretty handedly, especially that second point. Weren't able to get a single touch onto it, maybe a contest here or there, but no actual capture there. They lost it in a complete 100-0. As this game will keep going. Wait for the teams to enter the game. I really do think this Blurgenturg Pickle Poet swap has worked out pretty decently for Wartburg here. It's going to be interesting to see if they'll keep that up in the MVEC playoffs, as they will be taking on... Who was that again? It will be Gustavus. Wartburg 3-3 in the MVEC. Buena Vista 4-2. I think actually in their game that they played each other in the MVEC, Buena Vista took the victory. I'll check that just real quick. Of course, I don't know if this is actually the Buena Vista varsity squad. This is certainly the varsity squad for Wartburg. As the teams load in. Yes, it was a 4-2 victory for Buena Vista in the MVEC matchup. But again, unsure as to whether or not that was actually varsity squad. We wait for the players to all load into the game.
Initiating match.
20 seconds to go before characters are revealed. You can always hear the monkey noises coming from the comp room. don't exactly get caught over the microphones, but I can certainly hear them myself through the headphones. Both Blurgenturg and Raptor Junker Queen. We saw it last time here on Saravasa. I cannot remember the school that it was that Wartburg played, actually, off the top of my head. My goodness. I literally just had the schedule pulled up as well. It's probably best actually just pull up the Twitter page. That's easier. But yes, Grandview on Saravasa actually also picked Junker Queen. Really interesting to see. Maragaz, Venture, Yugatune on Soldier 76, Pickled Poet, staying Moira, Big Stavals, of course, on the Ana. Weeabo Hippo on May, Serial Uwu on the Torbjorn. A lot of damage being done. First blood. It is Junker Queen against Junker Queen. The supports for Buena Vista, Lucio, and Juno. Down goes Lucio. Pickled Poet taking a lot of damage. Still alive, though. $12 health remaining. Doing a good job barely escaping before the Maywall goes up. Now the hazard pick from Blurgenturg does take out the turret. Lot of needles flying from hazard of Blurgenturg. Serial Uwu backslap, both down. Weeaboo Hippo gets killed through the Maywall. 54% on the first point for Buena Vista. Doesn't matter, Wartburg takes control here. They're going to stand up point, speed things up just a little bit. Pickled Poet has the Moira ult. As is Weeaboo Hippo on May. Blurgenturg quite close to getting his ult on Hazard. 3 ults at the ready. 2 of them used for Wartburg. The Raptor had the Junker Queen ult, didn't get used. That's a team wipe. Wartburg think they might actually get this point here confirmed. Might actually be best for Buena Vista to just start predicting where that next point will be. Start moving to it. Doesn't look like they're going to give up on this one, though. Wartburg about to hit 90%. There goes the ult flying from the 2 tanks. Maragaz uses Venture's ult. Takes down Serial Uwu on the jump into that shot. Another team wipe, and Wartburg is going to cap this first point after what looked like would be a Buena Vista for certain. Certain. My goodness. Certain is not a word. Yugatune still has the Soldier ult. Actually, I think just got it in that team fight. Weeaboo Hippo, Serial Uwu both have it for themselves. Jumping over the May wall. Speaking of May, the Blizzard used is going to freeze Blurgenturg, who does go down. Yugatune uses it for Soldier. Good job on the May wall, only getting 1 kill from it is Yugatune. Maragaz just absolutely diving in with Venture. Able to take down the Moira. Does get taken down, but does a decent amount of damage to the Junker Queen of the Raptor. Nice use of the wall there. Wartburg's going to cap this point. The Hazard almost shield, not exactly, but not really a better word for it. More of a AoE damage blocker. Serial Uwu pops the Torbjorn ult, lava all over the ground. Backslap and Pickled Poet both use their ults for Moira. Serial Uwu gets taken out. Blurgenturg does a great job there. Junker Queen ult is used. still unable to cap the point. Buena Vista, in fact, they're actually going to get it flipped back. Wartburg, or not yet. May ices up. Gets taken out eventually. Pickled Poet, the finishing blow. 3/4 of the way for Wartburg now on this point. Blurgenturg has the ult at the ready, but so do Weeaboo Hippo and Prologue GM for Buena Vista. 90% now. The Raptor did a great job avoiding the ult there. Does eventually still go down. Juno ult going for Prologue GM. Gets taken out. The Blizzard. Maragaz using the ult. Good job on the Maywall. Trying to protect themselves was Weeaboo Hippo. Yugatoon uses the ult sort of as a way to just finish off this point and is able to. 2-0 in favor of Wartburg. They've done a great job flipping their momentum completely. Buena Vista had it all the way going into the escort map. Then as soon as Wartburg went on offense, which was that first part of that map, it really flipped completely. I thought Buena Vista would have a lot more in these last few rounds, just given off of how that control map went and how dominant they were in it. That has not stayed true, though. 10 seconds till the third flashpoint is unlocked. One more for Wartburg, and they will take it. Buena Vista needs to get 3 in a row. And on top of that, 2 games in a row if they want to be able to flip this on its head and take the win here. Backslap and Pickled Poet, once again, both using the Moira ults at the exact same time. Pickled Poet does go down, as does Yugatoon for Wartburg. Blurgenturg having to run away a little bit. Serial Uwu does get taken out. Biggest Vowels has the ult at the ready now. Maragaz stayed in there just a little bit too long, gets taken out. Wartburg's going to regroup, collect themselves. Symmetra diving in a little too deep for Blurgenturg's liking, who is about to have his ult ready. Less than 3% to go for that. Has it now. Going to hold on to it. Is boosted by Biggest of Owls. Swipe. Juno barely still living. Maragaz switching over to Reaper. Serial Uwu and Weeaboo Hippo both went down for Buena Vista. Wartburg flipped the control as Buena Vista captured 50% of the point there. They're just going to stand back, see what happens. Let Biggest Vowels, I think it is. There goes the ult from Blurgenturg. And now from the Raptor. Was that a block? I think that was a great block, actually. Torbjorn ult is a go from Serial Uwu, who does eventually get taken down. Wartburg are about to match the percent, though. They do, of Buena Vista on this point. In fact, they'll actually take control of the lead, as point is still contested. Buena Vista finally flips it back in their favor. Down goes Biggest Vowels. Down goes Blurgenturg. As Wartburg is once again going to have to recollect themselves. They've done a great job of it so far in this Flashpoint map. Yugatoon alongside Blurgenturg and Pickled Poet on that side. You see Maragaz rushing in completely. Having to actually wait a little bit as we hit overtime. Buena Vista 99%. Wartburg, it's going to be Blurgenturg who contests. Pickled Poet, Moira ult is go. Biggest Vowels boosting Maragaz. 2 down for Buena Vista. Backslap also using the Moira ult. Serial Uwu does eventually go down. It's 2 remaining for Buena Vista at the point. Lucio pick now from Prologue GM as the teams are going to regroup. Buena Vista needs to have someone rush in and touch that point no matter what. Wartburg just about 5% from capping this point. Lucio rushing in, doesn't get it, but they will touch. Maragaz able to get it actually with that ult there. There goes Blurgenturg on his hazard ult. Trapped. Serial Uwu doing a great job, unable to stand on point though. Does actually get it, resets the time on overtime. Doesn't matter. Lucio can't touch in time. Wartburg takes it 3-0 in Flashpoint, and they take it 3-1 on the day. Absolutely outstanding from them. Play of the game, Pickled Poet on Moira.
Surrender to my will.
As you see it there, final score 3-1 in favor of Wartburg. They get their first win of the NECC season. And what a great job it was. What an absolutely outstanding game. As I said, flipped it completely from what it was at the start. Going down 2-0 convincingly in the first game. That eventually became just absolute wipe. Great. It was a really close on, of course, the push between the two teams at the start, but eventually Wartburg came in, just completely swept it through. Saravasa didn't really seem all that close. Same with the escort of Shambali. Then with Buena Vista not even able to cap fully. 3-1, the first victory of the NECC season for Wartburg. They're going to be back at it again Thursday, and it'll be the playoffs for MVEC. We hope to see you then. Thank you so much for tuning in to this broadcast of Wartburg College Esports Overwatch 2 Varsity of NECC up against Buena Vista. Ivan, Crick, Chris, whichever you prefer to call me. I hope everyone has a great night, and thank you so much.